3 events ago, we welcomed 27 new marbles to the Racing Marble League complex, and now we are 1 event away from sending 27 home. The hope is that the group that came is not the same as the 27 that will leave, and some rookies will have a chance to compete in the main event this year. The veterans definitely would wish for a different result and hope to all make it back in to main event 2, but it doesn't look like that will happen so far based on the current standings. And we have some veterans down in the bottom. Arjun, definitely one of them. But this is the Bumper Madness course. One of the straights has been decked out with a bunch of bumpers. We have a Muller corner. We have a airborne jump. And remember, the score from tryout 4 here will be added to the scores from the other 3 tryouts, and that will be the final score for each marble, and it will be compared against the scores of each of the other marbles. And the top 21 will advance. Top 20, of course, being the ones that advance, plus Crimson Lady, who auto-advances because she won this past season. Right now, it's Blaster looking pretty good as far as points are concerned, as he is leading the pack right now. Blizzard getting a look towards the top as well as we round that, looks like a 270-degree turn and makes a charge towards Blaster. What about Dragon Egg, though, who takes the inside line of that Muller corner and comes out on top by a lot, takes the bumpers well right down the middle, and that's where you want to go. Does not have any struggle keeping from nudging off the sides of those. And Accidental Genius, remember, a veteran from Season 1, is now trying to take charge of this race. He goes around the middle and he comes right up on the top of Dragon's Egg, but he's bobbled through the bumpers, and now he's got trouble with Silver Blur right behind him, who's pushing into him from behind. Dragon's Egg slow out of that first hairpin, and Accidental Genius will have a chance to overtake, but no, Dragon's Egg holds him off, but not for long. The inside of the Muller corner is belonging to Silver Blur, who does not get around Dragon's Egg. Good defensive movement again by Dragon's Egg, especially smart through the bumper section, and is still Dragon's Egg holding the charge through second. Silver Blur not giving up, though, dodging to the left and to the right, taking the inside of the corner. Dragon's Egg and Silver Blur now surpass Blaster, who finally gives up his lead, and he's not very good through the bumpers either, and it will be Silver Blur to lead the pack as Dragon's Egg struggled through the bumper section, and Blizzard is just behind, following through here towards the Muller corner, and they both take that outside line and they slow down. And we got a marble 16th place, already getting close to being overtaken. I believe that is Duke. That's not very good, but looks like he's struggling. We saw him struggle earlier in other tryouts, and it looks like it is continuing into tryout 4. El Sol, who has been a opposite to Duke, a very good performer through all the tryouts, is making charges through second place as well. And now a look from Blaster right behind, who rams into him, but he's not able to get around as El Sol turns on those defensive maneuvers. And now it is Blizzard leading the charge against El Sol and surpasses him through the end of the Muller corner. And that will end lap 9 as Silver Blur crosses first. Blizzard just in front of El Sol, followed by Marbulus, Dragon Egg, and Blaster, who held the lead for the first half of the race, but couldn't hold on very well, and ends in 6th. And I believe I am right when I'm saying that Duke is your 16th place racer. He will finally cross here in a moment. And there's that moment passes. There you go, Duke, 16th place. Unfortunate, but you got to give credit to the skill of the marbles out there. Duke is still not a bad racer. It's just the competition out there is so good, and definitely the pressure of racing will get to you. Looking at some of the slow-mo replays, see how important that Muller corner is. That inside line truly is of higher speed. But he too is in the blocks and ready. Cheese Puff leading at the front, but down into 3rd, now 4th, as they run out of the blocks. Roadrunner held it for a second, but now also the 4th place he goes. Icarus leading the charge through the first lap, takes the inside line of the Muller corner, and we'll see some separation, but he's not very good through the bumpers. Nudges off 2 of them and goes 90 degrees from both of them, and he will nudge off the side of that wall through the hairpin and lose a little more momentum, and now Quicksilver's got a chance to take over. Quicksilver rounding the inside line of that corner and right on top of Icarus and passing him on the right side through the bumpers. Both of them quite straight through that section, but Quicksilver drafted right behind and had the speed to get by. Icarus not giving up yet, though. A little bouncy through these turns, but the Muller corner is kind to him. He gets that inside line. Duchess 2 also into the game, too, as she runs around the 90-degree turn on the outside line and gets around Icarus and now leads second place and moving towards Quicksilver as quick as possible. Quicksilver, remember, a veteran from Season 1, so certainly good to see him leading these rookies right now. But Icarus is right back on the tail of Duchess 2, as well as Quicksilver. Octane and Cheese Puff also getting in on the action. Octane pushing towards Icarus from behind here, and he will not get around. They both get the inside line, but Octane slides over to the outside line and loses some more momentum. Cheese Puff, though, right through, almost blasted through 2 marbles, but he got stuck in the bumpers as they all went lateral right there for a second. And it is Quicksilver barely even on the screen right now. You can see him crossing under as Icarus crosses on the top. Inside line of the Muller corner for him and for Cheese Puff, who struggles to now get out of 6th place. Trixie with the lead, but Cheese Puff grabs it back, and he's back into 5th place now. Quicksilver off the screen again, and we get a new angle here looking down at the track from the top, and you can see that rail that will take you if you miss the airborne jump. You get a forgiving rail that brings you back towards the finish line. Definitely a slower path, so you don't want to miss, but it's nice that you're not completely out of it if you fall off in the airborne section. Lap 8 of 9, we are coming towards the end, and we got a battle still between Quicksilver and Icarus. We're struggling to decide who wants to take first place in this one, and here that battle continues to rage on as they roll towards the end. And Zero making his way to 6th place as well. Icarus pushing forward, and we might have a marble who's overlapped here. Icarus trying to get around, but Quicksilver stays in front. Icarus gets around the 16th place marble as well. Duchess 2 pulling up right after Trixie, then Zero, then Octane, then Cheese Puff, Skunk, T-Bot, Sinatra, Dory, Serpent Smart, Luminous, Sacred Snow. 2 marbles rolling at the end. Wicked Owl, who had a great tryout in the previous video, tryout 3, but not so good today. And that 16th marble, who was overlapped. This time, it wasn't Duke because he only gets 1 chance to do that. And, well, we didn't really get a look at all. I mean, unless this was the 15 marble heat, and we did not get to see who was overlapped. Didn't look like Wicked Owl to me. But no matter. And we have Heat 3 preparing and getting ready to go. Final scores will be tallied after this heat, and we will see what the final standings are. Here they are. In the blocks, Arjun leading, rolling out the gate. Hairpin, they round it, they start to separate. Panda still trying to stay in second, getting pulled down by other marbles. And Fury and Undertow are getting good looks at the top, and it's Panda who comes out of the pack stratified into 1st place. Fury right behind, and Undertow, who performed very well in tryout 1. Also moving to the left side, a very fast marble. You saw him do almost the best out of every marble, unfortunately, except for Crimson Lady in the first tryout in the time trial. But it is Panda and Tornado. First look in the top 5 that we've seen in circuit racing from him, so it's good to see him make charges there as well, but we'll see how long he can hold on. It's only lap 3. We got 6 to go and a lot of racing ahead. Tornado rounding that outside line. Looks like he gained some speed from that, though, and bobbles around with Panda. Good defensive maneuver to pull Panda back and reduce the momentum, and Tornado's got that outside line there through the curve, and he's into 1st place. And now Panda has some work to do. Tornado can't seem to get the inside line, and Panda's work is already done as he's back into 1st place. Rams into Wild Canuck very well and pushes him back a little bit, too. Tornado still not giving up. He's back to 2nd place and rolling fast, but he's got a lot of ground to cover. Also, we got Arjun dropping back slowly now to 5th place, and looks like marbles are ramming up right behind him, but he is fast through this bumper section, pushed on by other marbles, and Arjun will be able to hold 5th place for the time being. Wild Canuck now leads the charge ahead. Panda struggled to stay in front, and Tornado has certainly been a thorn in his side so far in this heat race. Wild Canuck has been wild out there on the track. We've seen him finish high, finish low, and really do a lot of interesting racing, and it's going to be eyes on him through the last few laps of this heat. He struggles to the outside line there, but fortunately for him, every other marble seemed to struggle there as well. Tornado bumps through and somehow ends up in second place even after all that chaos through the bumper section. What about Wild Canuck? Is he going to be able to hold Tornado off? Here we go through the couple of turns to the Muller corner through that straight, and Tornado does not get that inside line, and speed is lost. Panda right on his tail, and Arjun back to fourth place as well, who really might need a first place, and even then, I don't think he'd be able to qualify. Last lap, here we go. Wild Canuck still leading that charge towards the end. Panda, who was able to finally get around Tornado, loses out immediately through the Muller corner, and it's Tornado making a charge at the end for Wild Canuck at the finish line, but not quick enough. By a couple of lengths, Wild Canuck was just ahead of him through the finish line. Tornado will take second, still a very good time for him. Panda, Victoria's Secret, Fleur de Lis, Two-Tone, Mocha, Arjun, Tiger, Fury, Undertow, Rampage, Duchess 1, Goat, and Spectacular will round out all of those marbles. And you get a final look at the racing from Heat 3 as the stats are tallied for the tryout of the Racing Marble League Season 2. And I'll read them out to you now. It looks like Zero is your overall winner from tryouts. Congratulations to him. He's a rookie, followed by El Sol and Victoria's Secret. Predator is the first veteran from Season 1 to be seen on the scoreboard. Wild Canuck, Blizzard, Duchess 1. A lot of rookies at the top here, Sinatra and Marbulus, as the list goes on. Two sponsors of marbles have two marbles who are in the top 20. So those two marbles will they will have to choose which one they would like to keep. And the other one will not be competing. So that also means that Two-Tone and Octane will be able to race as well. And Crimson Lady will be seen for the first time in the first race on the Racing Marble League.